As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Hi guys, this is Audrey and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Profess and Protest. So I'm going to be doing a video on Taylor Swift's new song, Look What You Made Me Do. And as I know, there must be people, others doing this video, but this video definitely hit home because when I watched the music video on Vevo on the very first day that came out, was a lyric video but actually had like things going on in it, and something caught my eye that really upset me because of something from a while ago that I looked into, and it has to do with the Order of Dragons, which I'll get into in a bit. So the first thing is first, the lyrics to the song. First off, I heard it on the radio, and before I even got home, the first day it released, I thought, truthfully, just to say boldly, it sounded like a bunch of, it was not good. I actually sat there and was thinking, wow, is this really what pop culture has turned into? And I'm young, and, I try to stay away from bad music, but I'm guilty of liking certain songs, which like I said, I'm trying to stay away from it, but this was just a song that hit me, and I was just like, whoa, what is going on here? This is awful. And so I want to read you these lyrics and just really break this down for you. And you know how they do things hidden in plain sight. And so this didn't sit right with me. So here's a verse from it. I don't like your kingdom keys. They once belonged to me. You asked me for a place to sleep, locked me out and threw a feast. The world moves on, another day, another drama. But not for me, not for me. All I think about is karma. And then the world moves on, but one thing's for sure. Maybe I got mine, but you'll all get yours. All right, so I'm going to break that down for me. All right, this right here, I saw, like, it's very subliminal. For me, I was imagining when I was listening to the song, and I don't know if it was the Holy Spirit just showing me, like, just how demonic these songs are. And Taylor Swift, obviously, it's very sad. She started out, I was a huge fan of hers in country music when I was younger, and I really loved her songs and what they stood for. But now, as you can see, she has turned, and the biggest thing we can do is pray for her and hope she comes back to the Lord, or if she ever knew the Lord, that she may know him now. But the biggest thing is what I just read there. I don't like your kingdom keys. Talking about the kingdom of God. And this basically was showing me a message of, if you could all picture with me for a second, just picture as you're reading these words. Picture the key to the kingdom. And the kingdom is of heaven. And it's saying they once belonged to me, is the next verse. Imagine this is Satan before God kicked him out of heaven. And they once belonged to me because he had that spot, and then God took his glory from him for sinning. And then the next verse is, you asked me for a place to sleep, locked me out and threw a feast. Basically celebrating that him and the third of the angels are gone. And this is showing anger. This is showing feeling betrayed. And then the next thing is, it says, the world moves on, and another day, another drama, but not for me, not for me. All I think about is karma. And this is revenge. This is vengeance. I know a lot of people are saying right now this has to do with Kanye and Kim Kardashian, but that's a hoax. That's for publicity. There's deeper meaning to this song. That's stuff that you guys just, I would look the other way. They do a lot of stuff for publicity, and they laugh behind the scenes because they're actually all friends, and they're all laughing like, ha ha ha, these people are so stupid. They really think we're in a feud. No, the feud is all about views and e-news and who watches what and who's keeping up with, Kardashians and their drama to keep them relevant. And that's all that is. But there's very deep, dark tones in this song. And that's what was really bothering me. And I really wanted to expose this. And so the next thing is, and then the world moves on, but one thing's for sure, maybe I got mine, but you'll all get yours. And they made it emphasize, you'll all get yours. It wasn't a singular person or all. And that's the thing with Satan, as we know, he wants to bring us all to hell. And this is a very, to me, this verse, it really hit me. I had just this mental imagery of Satan being kicked out of heaven, falling, the anger, the want, the pride that he should be the God, the only God, and he wants to take away God, which is impossible because we know that's not going to happen, and that he is hurt and he is jealous, envious, and he is out for revenge, and that's why he's talking about karma, and that's why he's saying we're all going to get ours. And, people are, bopping their head along to the song, like, yeah, it's a good song, yeah, and they're thinking of time, where somebody hurt them, they're trying to relate to it, but no, this is actually a vengeance song, and this has nothing, this is a very spiritual warfare song, and this has completely is hidden of Lucifer's message to the rest of us, and his hate and anger for humanity and for God. And that's a very big thing that really, really disturbed me. And that's why I really wanted to make this video, because it's not just about, breaking down the physical music video. The lyrics actually really disturbed me. And I'm not sure how many of you guys got that mental imagery in your head too, because I know, like I said, a lot of our YouTubers probably are talking about this right now, which I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure of it, because I know there are a lot out there. But I just really wanted to point that out, because for me that was very important. It sounds like the vengeance he has, and he's coming to get us all. But as we know, the devil is like a roaring lion looking around to seek whoever he can devour, and that's why we have to be vigilant and sober. And so the thing is, like, the next part goes, I don't trust nobody, nobody trusts me. And that's, of course, nobody trusts you. And then the very profound part too at the very end that I saw was, I'm sorry, the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Oh, because she's dead. And this is, to me, dead in sin. She is dead in sin right now, and this is a part of, the Illuminati, everybody pushing to show that, she renounced God, and she's dead in her sin, and she is a slave to the music industry and to Satan and everything else that follows along with that. So for my next thing that I wanted to bring up, as I was saying, was the Order of Dragons. Okay, so the Order of Dragons goes back to the 1400s, and this has to do with Dracula and all that stuff. All stuff that we feel is a myth, and I've covered this in other videos, but I just need to bring this up. Dracula, it's not that he was a real vampire that had, fangs that came out, and he was immortal, and he lived, and he flew and turned into a bat and flew away. No, that's not what it is. Dracula was a real person who lived in Transylvania, which is now what we call Romania. But back in this time, they had the Order of Dragons, which was for the top elite, the top nobles of that time, and it was horrible. It was very evil. It was very demonic. And the thing is that why we think of Dracula as sucking blood, well, as we know, as human, there's Satanists, evil witches, there's things that go on where they do human sacrifices, and they physically drink the blood of their victims, because it is said, Lucifer, he lies, Satan, he lies and says that this will give you more strength, and so if they drink the blood, it gives them more power, because that's what everybody's after in the occult, is the power. So they drink blood, and so that's where Dracula and drinking blood came from. He was a very evil person, very evil ruler. He stuck people's heads on sticks. He murdered lots of people, and that's where it was said to have happened. And the thing is, Van Helsing, also later on, Van Helsing somehow discovered the location, I guess, where Dracula had been imprisoned by the Order, because for unspecified reasons, the Order chose to trap him in an iron coffin in a near-death state rather than actually killing him. And there we go. That's where we get the coffins from. And the reason why, you're probably wondering, why am I bringing up the Order of Dragons? What does this have to do with Taylor Swift's video on Vevo? And I'm talking about the lyric one, the one that was first released. Not, I don't know if she has an actual physical one on there, but so in the video, look what you made me do, or whatever it says, because I don't even pay attention that much to even know what the actual physical lyrics say in that, redundancy. But basically, you see a bunch of snakes in a swirl, and they're all biting their tongue. And I'll show you a clip right here of physically what I saw on there. And so the snake biting its tail is the actual emblem, the signal for Order of Dragons. And that is a huge thing, because it is telling us this goes way back. So now we're getting into the Order of Dragons. It's not even subliminal. It's actually in your face, and it's all a matter of being aware and not ignorant to what's actually going on. And it just surprised me how much they had the snakes swirling around, biting their tails. It's very sick, very evil, and has very demonic messages and meanings to it. And to me, this was just a very this was something I was just like, whoa. I was like, because I automatically saw it and I was like, wow, or Order of Dragons. And even in one of my other videos from last year, I covered how Queen Elizabeth, she had actually, they found on her original painting, something was painted over it, and it looked like a little, it looks like a rose, I guess, in it, and I showed the physical picture of it, but actually underneath they saw the snake, and it was like biting its tail, like she was a part of the Order of Dragons too. And that was very interesting just to see how far back the lineage goes, because as we know, the royals, they stay within their own bloodline, and their bloodline actually goes far as back as Egypt from the pharaohs. They fled from Egypt and they left, and now they rule in, England, and that's where the royals do, and that's why they did incest. They marry cousins. They won't say they're cousins, but as long as they have the same bloodline, they can marry. That way they can keep ruling. And they're all stemming from the Order of Dragons. This is some very ancient evil, something, started with Ra and Egypt. And a lot of people don't remember, don't know, realize that these pharaohs, these people, some got away, and they did. And when they got away, they fled to Europe. And that's where they went when they left Egypt after God delivered the people, his chosen ones of the Jews, out of Egypt at that time when he delivered his people. And so this is a very big thing. And a lot of people also don't know that all the presidents are actually related. Whether it be 8th cousin, 12th cousin, each one of the presidents that have all had a relation. They all have been related. And this is the part of keeping this bloodline and power. And this all ties together. So I know I'm going off a little bit off topic, but this Taylor Swift new song, it's very demonic. It's just showing the rulership of how Satan has her captive and what he wants to do to all of us and the revenge that he has on all of us. And I know maybe you out there saying, okay, you're looking too deep to this song, and you're thinking way too much into it and you're ruining a good song. But truthfully, what is a good song about vengeance? As Christians, vengeance is the Lord. And I know we've all been human. We've all had those times where we want to take it in our own hands. And there has been times where we've tried taking our own hands. Has it ever turned out well? No. It's always come back to bite us in the butt. And that's the whole thing about this. It's just about revenge. And it's not about Kanye. It's not about Kim Kardashian. This is about vengeance of Satan and what he's trying to tell the world as everybody's bobbing their heads along to this new song, Loving Taylor Swift. And I used to be the exact same way until God opened my eyes. This is how spiritually that you've been awakened and God lives in you, is when you can really see these things. And it doesn't take much of a person just to listen to the lyrics and really sit there, and it's not thinking too deep into it. It sounds exactly the way it sounds. It makes no sense why she would just start talking about a kingdom and a king. She got thrown out of this kingdom. It makes no sense. It has nothing to do with anything other than what I can see is Satan. And as we all know, he had the most beautiful voice in heaven. That's why on earth he controls the music industry. And so what he puts out there, especially with Taylor Swift, the A-listers, Taylor Swift, I'm trying to think of the R ones. I've been staying away from music for a little bit. The Weeknd, Kesha, everything. And even Kesha's new song, Praying. I actually found it really beautiful at first, and then the music video completely undid it, because, I thought in the beginning, the video Praying, it sounds very nice and it's very odd, but, I saw the music video, it was very blasphemous, the crown with the thorns on it and kneeling down the altar. I completely agree with that. That was very blasphemous. And then not even that, I researched her, and not too long ago I saw on her Twitter feed that she'll never stop fighting for LGBTQ rights. And so I realized that, put 2 and 2 together, she hasn't come to the Lord yet, or maybe I have no clue what's going on. But like I said, the only thing you can do is you pray for your enemies, protect ourselves, and the biggest thing, if we have kids, protect them from the music they're listening to, protect ourselves, because sometimes we don't even realize we're listening to this garbage. And it took me a while to realize a lot of the garbage I do listen to, and I still have my few songs that I do like, and I hate that I like them because I know that it's not good for me, and that's not a struggle that I go through of knowing, because I am human and it's hard. But it doesn't mean it's right for me to be listening to some of the music that I still do. But this was just a very blatant, out there song, Order of the Dragons, just how demonic. It goes back centuries and centuries and centuries. And there's many books published about the royals and the evil things that go on, and the Queen Mother and the sick things she has done. And just a lot of things, and Princess Diane and how she died. As we all know, that was very skeptical, and it doesn't take a lot to realize that she was murdered and it wasn't just a car accident and she was run off the road because she knew something she shouldn't have. And that's the world we live in, where we have free speech under the First Amendment, but you open your mouths about it, you get threatened, harassed, murdered. It's just like there is no free speech. This is not, I mean, there's more free speech here than there is other places, but we really don't realize that this is not true free speech, because a whistleblower, somebody who blows the whistle on something that they think is wrong, and there's protection under the amendments for whistleblower, but yet they have to fear for their lives if they hear something and they leak something because they're going to be killed. Well, that's going to show that our amendments aren't being used. They're not being applied, and it's not fair, because we have those amendments in place so that we can have those freedoms, and slowly but surely, and they're doing it slowly so we don't realize our freedom being taken away. And I've just seen our YouTube channels get censored, or the views get dropped or flagged and stuff like that. And it's the censorship is getting crazy. It's getting more. We have to be more aware about this and stick together as a team. But the biggest thing is that, guys, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. If we're thinking of this utopia, well, peace on earth, peace, peace, and then sudden destruction comes. There is going to be no utopia. There's not going to be all religions holding hands, singing kumbaya. I wish that were the way, but as we all know, if you know in Revelations, that's not the way. So we're feeling the birth pains. We're getting close to the last hour. That's why bad catastrophes around the world, what just happened in Houston, that it's just going to be crazier. The weather, stuff going on in China, there's stuff going on in India, the floods, everything. And I'll do another video on that too, what's really going on, how bad the weather has been. And it's the birth pains of what is to come. And what is to come is the revealing, when the Holy Spirit decides to reveal the Antichrist. And, we're still waiting on the witnesses. There's a lot of things that need to come to pass yet before the second coming of Christ. And I actually saw on a YouTube channel the other day, somebody actually commented on one of my one of my videos, and he said there's a new Christ reincarnated, and his name is Lord Stephen Christ. And he actually commented on my video, and I was just like, what? And I was just like, oh my goodness. And I watched one of his videos, and like I said, his name's Lord Stephen Christ. And I watched one of his videos because I guess he had a message for me, and this guy wrote me saying, dear one of Israel. It was something along the lines. It was a bunch of but I was just like, oh no, no. And he was saying, when judgment comes, you either follow me and be a child of God, all this stuff. It was so blasphemous, crazy, and that's another video, you guys. I don't like being the one to go out there and call out channels. That's not me. I'm not into the drama. I'm just into exposing what is in front of me, the truth. I'm not about that. But when you see people claiming to be the reincarnation of Christ, and he has 5,000 subscribers, and all these people who could be taken away from the true Christ because they don't realize Jesus comes after everything happens. He doesn't come beforehand and get reincarnated into a body and then sit on YouTube and YouTube it up. No, he is Jesus Christ. He is our Lord and our Savior. And the powers that he has is beyond our imaginations. It's beyond anything. And no, he is not sitting here on YouTube reincarnated and telling everybody to listen to him, bow down. That is not him. That's not Jesus Christ, and that's, look in the Bible. So guys, until next time, I guess the next video that I'll be working on is what's been going on weather-wise and how that pertains to biblical prophecy. And I think it's in Hosea, talking about, the dead fish and the storms and everything bad happening, starvation. It's getting really bad. And the thing is, our news does not show it. And this is why I go on alternative news sources such as, if you go BP Earthwatch, of course, that's somebody who I really, really love watching with storms. But there's also, it's our YouTube channel. I can't remember what they're called, but I think it's called Two Preachers. But they go on there and, and they show things that are going on around the world. And so I'll do a segment on that, on how bad the storms are. So you can really physically see how bad it is, because America is very sheltered. They don't want us knowing what's going on, because if we know, then we'll see what time we're in. And the time is getting close to the end. I don't know when the end could be. I don't set dates. I just know that whatever it could be, 100 years from now, 50 years from now, 2, 3, 100, 1,000, whatever, you know, you get my point. It's just we need to be ready, and we need to be constantly working on ourselves and be aware of what is going on and how music really, it influences your mind. It's a demon worship, and you open that door, that gateway, it can come into your mind and it can give you evil thoughts. Have you ever had one of those days, and just being honest, you're sitting there, everything's normal, you turn on a song, and then you get very depressed, or the song hits you in a spot, and then you start having memories coming up, things that, you know, from your past, you know, this part of yourself that you did not like, stuff that you've been trying to change, or just random evil thoughts of anything. I mean, it could be lust, it could be anything. It could be about how angry and unforgiving you are of somebody because the song hits you a certain way. That's the demons penetrating your mind, and they are sending lies to your head. That's also why it's a very big thing with spiritual warfare and exposing songs and music industry, in case any young kids come across this. People my age, I mean, I'm young too, but, you know, I'll definitely do more of these. Just subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think of this, and let me know if there's anything else you'd like to hear next. And again, like I said, I will be doing more videos. All right, love you guys all, and I will be back soon. May Yahweh bless you all.